Notably, this includes the use of modern place names unless absolutely necessary. Also, the Middle Ages ended in the 1520s, and I am unassailably correct about this. Unassailably. All of this is to say that the Middle Ages are the best ages, and I've done my best to pass on my love to you. Capitulum Infodumpium. 1,000 years and a hemisphere. The medieval world had 1,000 years and half the planet's worth of other people you could have been. You could have been Margareta Beutler. After her wealthy husband's untimely death, Beutler donated all her money to the poor and journeyed around southwest Germany for 5 years, funded by those who donated money to her instead of to the poor. During her travels, she was probably preaching, in an age when Christian women were not allowed to preach or teach religion in public. Until, that is, she was arrested in Marburg for being an evil thief and sentenced to death by drowning. Understandably, Beutler preferred to make some powerful friends who found her a spot in a monastery instead, after which she went on to lead several monasteries of her own. Or you could have been Pietro Rombulo, the Arab Italian merchant who moved to Ethiopia, started a family, became the king's ambassador to Italy, and possibly India, and befriended an Ethiopian Italian servant and a bishop. You could at least have been Buzurg ibn Shahryar, who was not a real person, but was still a celebrity, known for writing a book that included all the incredible stories people told him about pirates and sea monsters and islands beyond the edge of the world. Nope. You're just you. You get to live in this village 14 miles from the nearest market town and 1,400 miles from a town that doesn't need air quotes to merit the name. Everyone in your village gossips in terror-laced excitement about the apocalypse, but you just think bitterly that the apocalypse wouldn't even acknowledge the existence of your village. So when a mysterious stranger rides into town just before sundown, covered in dust because only the main roads are paved, shouting and waving a codex, you're finally excited. Even better, that stranger is looking for you. Of course they're looking for you. You're the hero of the tale. They grab a flickering torch in one hand and your arm in the other and start to drag you down your village's only street. You're scared, but you heroically rise to the challenge and go along. Of course, you have to walk pretty far to find a private spot, since peasants in your region live in village hubs surrounded by farmland. Finally, the stranger spots some mud and spreads their cloak happily over it. As you both settle in, they hold the book out to you. "Oh, I won't be able to understand this," you say. The stranger shrugs. "That's all right. Not everyone is Benjamin of Tudela, the Jewish explorer who traveled from Spain to Arabia and told tales of street warfare in Italy, but this is still a book to guide heroes who are setting off to slay a dragon, steal the throne, and defeat a few hordes of supernaturally evil creatures along the way. It'll help to have some background about the outside world first, even if medieval peasants like you know far more about the wider world than the lack of a public education system would suggest." They pause. Luckily, spelling isn't standardized yet, so at least there's no need for a pronunciation guide. Incipit Capitulum Infodumpium. The places you've always wished to go. The medieval world was 4 things: round, big, incomplete, and a sea monster. As to the first, yes, and people knew it. As to the other 3, in terms both geographic and painfully metaphorical, the medieval world was a hydra swimming in the Mediterranean Sea, its arms curling around the 3 continents, Asia, Europe, and Africa. As far as you and medieval geographers are concerned, Asia, Africa, and Europe mean the northern coast of Africa as it curves around the eastern side to the south, the Arabian Peninsula and the lands to its north, western Russia north to Scandinavia, and then west across Europe to England at the farthest corner of the map. Iceland lay even farther out, beyond which was only the fearsome outer ocean, and also cannibals. in the
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.